Hey, Dan Beagleman here. Over the years, I've had quite a few guitar and bass guitar students tell me that they have trouble learning the fingerboard, that there are so many notes. How do you memorize? How do you learn, all the notes on the fingerboard? And when you think about it, an average guitar, electric guitar, let's say like this, a Fender type guitar has 21 frets. Some have 22. Gibson guitars usually 22 frets. There are 24 fret guitars, and nylon string guitars usually have 20 frets, and acoustic guitars, let's say 22. But the point is, the range of frets on most guitars of all types are going to be somewhere between 20 and 24. So a 20 fret guitar has 120 frets, or 120 notes, not different notes, but 120 notes. And a 24 fret guitar has 144 notes. That's a lot of notes to memorize. So I showed them a system that I used when I was starting out to easily access the fingerboard, and I'll show you in this video. If you can memorize 12 different notes, you'll know the entire fingerboard, and 12 is a lot less than 120 or 144 for that matter. Okay, let's learn the fingerboard. Music has 12 notes, 7 natural letters, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then 5 sharps and 5 flats. We have F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, C sharp, and D sharp. And also we have G flat, A flat, B flat, D flat, and E flat. And those are enharmonics. In other words, an F sharp note and a G flat note have the same pitch, two names for the same note, and those are called enharmonics. C sharp and D flat is an enharmonic. F sharp and G flat is an enharmonic. G sharp and A flat is an enharmonic, and on and on. Okay, so 7 natural letters, 5 sharps, 5 flats. Although there are times when we might use 6 sharps and 7 sharps, 6 flats and 7 flats. Those get into keys with 6 flats and 6 and 7 sharps and 6 and 7 flats. But for the most part, we usually stay within the range of 7 natural notes and then 5 sharps and 5 flats. Okay, and there's your 12 notes. So the 5th string open is A on a guitar, right? Okay, so I'm just going to count this up. Open is A, 1st fret, A sharp or B flat, B, C, C sharp or D flat, D, D sharp or E flat, E, F, F sharp or G flat, G, G sharp or A flat, and A. And the guitars, the double dot is the same note as the open string, an octave higher. Okay, so that's pretty much how the music system works for all instruments, except for some exotic instruments like sitars and some Middle Eastern instruments that might be using notes that are quarter tones. We use half steps, semitones, from F sharp to G, G sharp to G sharp, things like that. But there are actually notes in between. The notes in between are quarter tones, but we won't be dealing with this regarding guitar in any way. Most standard guitars will have dots at frets 3, 5, 7, 9, a double dot at fret 12, and then 15, 17, 19, and 21. Okay? And the dots are not only on the fingerboard itself for most guitars, but also on the side of the neck, on the top of the edge of the fingerboard here, so your eyes can access them easily. And that's why they're put there. And remember, as I said, there are 12 notes in music, the open string, and then 11 frets. When you get to fret 12, that's the same as the open string. And then the fret after the double dot, fret 13, is the same as the 1st fret. So in essence, after the 12th fret, after the double dot, the 12th fret, the next note here you could just think of as fret 1, just an octave higher. So these 4 dots here at frets 3, 5, 7, and 9, same note at 15, 17, 19, and 21, just 1 octave higher. This is a G at the 1st dot. This is a G at the 1st dot past the double dot. A, B, B, C sharp or D flat, C sharp or D flat. So those are the dotted frets on frets 3, 5, 7, 9, 12, 15, 17, 19, and 21. And the chart that will come up in a moment, will show you all of that. And again, as I said in the beginning, you might think, man, that's a lot of notes. Do I have to learn? Do I have to memorize all these notes? Well, you're going to want to learn them, but you don't have to memorize them immediately, because in a moment you're going to see a very, very easy way to access the entire fingerboard. Here's an easy way to learn the entire fingerboard. And you just have to know 12 notes, 6 on the 6th string or the low E string, and 6 notes on the 5th string or the A string. If you know these 6 notes on these strings, you'll have the entire fingerboard by relating with octaves. Okay, the open 6th string is E. You have to know that, obviously. The first fret is F. Okay, the first dot is G. The second dot, fret 5, is A. Fret 7 is B. Fret 9, C sharp or D flat. If you know that, you're good to go. 6 notes: E, F, G, A, B, C sharp or D flat. When you get to fret 12, the double dot, remember, as I said, that's the same as the open string, and the dots after that just follow the same as the 4 dots from frets 3, 5, 7, and 9, an octave higher. So this dot is G, A, B, C sharp or D flat, G, A, B, C. So you don't have to memorize these, just they're the same as this. So again, 6 notes on the 6th string. Open E, F at the first fret, and then 3, 5, 7, 9. G, A, B, C sharp or D flat. Okay, so what we're going to do is compare or look at the relationship between strings 6 and 4 and 2. Okay, and that's how we're going to put these all together. 6th string open is E. The first fret is F. Okay, so if I know the 6th string note, I'm going to know the 4th string note. This is how, from string 6 to string 4, go 2 strings down this way and 2 frets across this way. So string 6, if I go down 2 strings, I'm at string 4, and then across 2 frets from 1 will give me 3. Same note. Okay, this is F, this is F. If I go to the 3rd fret, G, down 2 strings, across to the right, G and G. A, B, B, C sharp or D flat, C sharp or D flat, and then at the double dot, same as the open string, E and E. So I just compared string 6 to 4. Okay, now I'll compare string 4 to string 2. This is F, this is F. So now when my 3rd finger is playing this F note, I'm going to put my 1st finger on this F note. And now when I compare this to string 2, as you saw when I went from 6 to 4, I went down 2 strings and 2 frets across. When I go from the 4th string, I'm going to go down 2 strings down, but 3 frets across this time. Okay, F note, down 2 strings to the 2nd string, and 3 frets across is F. So my 1st finger and my pinky. If I know this, I know this. G, G. B, A, B, B, D, and D. So 6th string, 1st finger, 4th string, 3rd finger. 4th string, 1st finger, 2nd string, pinky. If you know string 6, then you know string 4. And if you know string 4, then you know string 2. Now the same comparison using strings 5, 3, and 1. Identical layout. Any note on the 5th string, if I play with my 1st finger, and as I said, the 1st fret on string 5 is A sharp or B flat. So go down 2 strings and across 2 frets. Same note. A sharp or B flat, A sharp or B flat. If I put my 1st finger here now, on the same note that I just played with my 3rd finger, now go 2 strings down and 3 frets across. Same note. So if I know this, I know this, and if I know this, I know this. A sharp or B flat, A sharp or B flat, A sharp or B flat. C, C, C. Right? And the same thing across with the dots. Once, if you know these, you know these. So let's say you wanted to know string 4, fret 4, and you're not sure, say, well, I'm not sure what that note is, real quick. Okay, you can relate going backwards. From here, remember from string 6 to 4, I went down and 2 across. So from string 4, I could go back 2 and up 2. And same note here, because it's obviously easier to see, it's, the first string's just coming right at you. And if you know, as I said, the first fret is F, the first dot is G, so you know the second fret is going to be F sharp or G flat. That means this is going to be F sharp or G flat. You're relating any note going, if you're going this way or this way, depending on that, system of, 2 strings apart, 2 frets apart for strings 6 and 4 or 5 and 3, or 2 strings apart and 3 frets apart for strings 4 and 2 or 3 and 1. Here, let's say I'm playing this note here, string 1, fret 8, and I'm not sure what that is, okay? I can say, okay, I can relate string 1 to string 3 by going 3 frets back and 2 strings up, and if I'm not sure what it is, which I know it's the same note, but I'm still not sure, then I can go up 2 and across 2, and I know this is C. So the point is, the 12 notes that you want to memorize are the open 6th string, which is E, because for the double dot here, the 1st fret, the 3rd, 5th, 7th, and 9th. On the 5th string, open, fret 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. If you know those 12 notes, you'll have the entire fingerboard at disposal. Let's say way up here, oh wow, string 2, fret 14. I'm not sure what that is. Remember, the double dot is the same as the open string, so fret 14 is the same as fret 2, an octave higher. Okay, if I'm not sure what this is, I could bring this back across, up 2 strings and 3 frets across, is that, and then this, 2 and 2, C sharp, right? So using this system of just relating, from one string to another is just relating by octaves, okay? This is an F note, that's an octave higher, right? So you can hear these. And from the 5th string to the 3rd, 3rd to the 1st. Right? What's this note all the way up here? Instead of counting all the way from 1, just remember the 1st fret after the double dot is like 1. Or you can think of the dots. Remember, dots are 3, 5, 7, 9. Think of this as 3, 5, 7, 8. This is the same note as the 8th fret. It's going to be the same note as here. If I'm not sure what this is, the 3rd string relating to, string 1 relating to string 3, go up 2 and across 3, or back 3. It's that. And if I'm not sure what this is, string 3, go 2 back and 2 up to C. Because if you know this, you know this, and you know this, and you know this, and you know this, because it's just an octave higher. So again, 12 notes, 6 on the 6th string, 6 on the 5th string. You learn those notes, you're going to know the entire fingerboard, and the mystery will be unraveled. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please leave any questions or comments in the comments section below. I'm Dan Beagleman, and that's an easy way to unlock the guitar fingerboard. Have a nice day.